Greetings, fellow makers! This is The Real Milky with Ryan's Cosplay Closet. Welcome back to my factory. Yesterday, I showed you how to add a leather-looking texture to some foam. Today, we're going to seal and paint it. Let's get started. Okay, before we get started, we'll need to talk about what we need for this project today. Whenever you are using EVA foam, it will need to be sealed with something. A heat gun is a great way to start this process. But, as we said in the previous video, if we apply a heat gun to this, it'll make the foam relax and all that wonderful texture we added will go away. We don't want that. So we're going to seal it with Prime by Prop Monkey Studios today. The reason I went with this stuff is because it can be tinted and it only takes about 2 or maybe 3 layers to fully seal the project. After that's all done, we'll need some other paint because just like everything else in life, leather is rarely ever just one color. So you'll need to add highlights, details, contrasts, more contrasts, and so on and so on. You also need a way to apply these. For the prime, I'm going with a soft bristle brush with a relatively flat edge. For the rest of it, we'll be using filbert brushes with relatively stiff edges. You will also need some popsicle sticks to mix up your sealant and paint and whatever. So that being said, let's get started. When you're using a chemical sealant like this, a brush-on sealant, you'll want to brush it on in multiple different directions so you can make sure to get good coverage. And that texture we added yesterday is really starting to show up now. Don't be afraid to get this stuff on your hands because it is non-toxic, cleans up with water. You can wear gloves when you're painting, but I mainly use acrylic paints, which clean up with water. And there's something very satisfying about having paint-covered hands. It's one of those things I really don't understand, but it works. Make sure you get all the surfaces. Well, all the surfaces that will be seen. All right, I'm just going to cover the rest of this with my paint and sealant mixture, and we will get back with you when that's done. Normally, the prime takes about 15 to 20 minutes to cure, unless you use a blow dryer on it, which will significantly lessen the time to about 5 minutes. I'm not going to use a blow dryer on this. I prefer to let it dry naturally. And the reason for that is I just do. So I will be back when that's dry. See you in about 20 minutes. If you'll notice, this part right here is much darker than this part right here. That is because most of the sealant in the paint has just sealed all the pores. This part, the sealant in the paint, is now resting on top of the foam, which means it gives us a more rich pigmented look. So now I'm just going to add another coat on the rest of this stuff the same way. And now we just set it aside and let it dry. Again, taking about 15 to 20 minutes. So, we'll be back when that's done. Okay, now that our piece is completely dry, it is time to start painting. Now, for this, obviously I'm going with a green. But what I'm going to do now is add some highlights, some details. For that, I'm going to do some dry brushing. Yes, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I love dry brushing. It's so much fun. Now, what we're doing here is not trying to cover everything. We're just lightly going over the piece and adding details. Well, hitting the edges of the little indentations we made yesterday and making them look more noticeable. By the way, if you're new to dry brushing, I highly recommend it. There's a far more detailed tutorial on my website, on my YouTube. I will put a link in the description, as well as several other videos that highlight, pun intended, this amazing technique. And we're just going to keep doing this for a while, until it looks right to me. That's the thing with dry brushing. It is very easy to overdo it. So, stop when it looks right. Okay, and now we have a nice leather looking bracer that is actually made out of EVA foam. You can bend it, you can squish it if you want. I really don't want to. You can wrap it around your arm, which is where a bracer goes. You can attach straps to it, which I will show you how to do in the next video. That's actually pretty simple. I just don't have the stuff right here. So, until next time, thanks for watching, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more shenanigans like this from either the factory or the lab upstairs. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I would be happy to answer them. Alright, have a great day.